Hello, good morning, how are you? Welcome to Disney Podcast. I'm David, and today I'm gonna tell you about the biogeography Cauca's guan, Penelope perspicax. I will also talk about abundance, endemism, food, and other interesting things that you maybe do not know. So let's start it. Penelope perspicax is a special bird that belongs to the galliforms. The order of the galliforms does it have a similarity with the word hem, right? If we look forward and we review the history of it, hens were one of the first domestic animals described in the oldest text, such as 600 BC, mentioned by primitive Greek writers. And in the Catholic religion, the crowing of the rooster is mentioned as a symbol of the resurrection of Christ. Galliforms are characterized for presenting a round body. In some families, there are short flying land birds, but there are also families such as crassids or the crassid family, whose habit is arboreal. Something something that we something that we can highlight is that the majority of these species belong to this order. They don't migrate, but we can find them in different parts of the world. That is, they're cosmopolitan. The Crassid family is made up of 50 species of birds, and they are similar to hens. The vast majority are affected by hunting and remain in fairly conserved forests. Within this taxonomy unit, there are several endemic species, such as the Crax alberti, known as Curacao blue, and obviously the Cauca's guan that is today's topic. The Cauca's guan can be found in the departments like Cauca, Valle del Cauca, Risaralda, and Quindío, habiting the sub-Andean and Andean forests. In other words, this modern guan is located between 300 and 2,000 meters above sea level. It should be noted that it can be seen below 1,300 meters or above 2,000 meters of altitude. This species of crassid is it has seen in the forests, in the stubble, and outgroups, and in forest plantations such as pine tree, but that perhaps they were only there passing through or resting. In a study was found that the Caucasus guan, that it's a generalist of habitats, that it can be in well conserved forest, in a secondary forests, agrosystem associated with coffee crops, and pastures dedicated to livestock or exotic tree plantations. You may wonder, but why do we find them? Why do we find them only in these departments? Well, if we are going to review the books or surf on the internet, what we find is endemic is part or it's within the typologies. Its conservation is very important because we only find that species, either fauna or flora, in a certain geographic area. They're due to its climatic conditions or because it's dying found in that site. And maybe spatially limited by food or habitat and have that geographic restriction. Okay, I will say in another way, in order that you understand it better. The endemic species, in this case the Caucasus one, likes the temperature of the region, is passionate about the fruits, some flowers, leaves, or even invertebrates which are found in that place. But we can say that its greatest is due to the fruits, and therefore it is considered frugivorous bird. Yeah? She also prefers the forest of the four departments mentioned above and feels very comfortable that she decided to marry that type of habitat and not go elsewhere. Yep, it's important. We could relate to the well-known phrase. In Spanish we would say nací aquí y moriré aquí. Some people say it when they don't want to leave a place. Okay? Something very important in that it's what would happen if the endemic Colombian turkey disappeared? Well, let's say it will be a problem for the ecosystem. What does the Caucasus one have to do with the ecosystem? Is it the queen or princess of the ecosystem? Of course. It is the royalty and has blue blood. Didn't you know it? Okay, I'm kidding. But if we see it directly to the face, it's a blue color that makes it look pretty. And to this we add that it has a tail of an intense brown color. Its chest is scaly brownish gray within iris edges. It is relatively large with 76 centimeters in length and don't present a marked sexual dimorphism. If we talk specifically about the diet, because of course she has a diet to maintain her elegant figure, which is based on flower buds, leaves, and consumes invertebrates. We know this because in a study carried out in Otunquimbaja, they were observed what it fed and also carried out a fecal analysis. Its results were quite interesting because within its diet were 4 species leaves, 2 flower buds of different species, 2 flower buds of different species, invertebrates such as crustaceans, and 37 fruits of different species or different trees. This species that has a similarity to the hens of our farms, of our pens, but unlike domestic chickens, the turkeys prefer to be in wooded areas where it is a calmer environment, and we mostly find them solitary or in small groups or of 4 individuals. This beautiful bird and has a great attention by some people, either for its conservation interest or simply because some farmers are part of food security. Let's make a stop and let's breathe and pay attention what I gonna say. The conservation status of the Caucasus one is in danger of extinction. Yeah, Cauca's guan is in danger of extinction due to the loss of its habitat. In the first half of the 20th century, the Autumn River basin was partially deforested, and in the 1960s, a reforestation program was started. As a general pattern, it has been found that large frugivores are susceptible to fragmentation. Yeah, are susceptible to fragmentation and tend to disappear. Yeah, tend to disappear before other species. Another factor against them is that their population are isolated and hunting by some settlers. It's also another cause of decline of the population. Also, hunting is prohibited. When mentioning that it is frugivorous, and with everything that we have already been talking about, we must know that it's an important species as it disappeared of seeds, which contributes to the restoration of forest. But the main, it's more fine. It's more fine ecosystem in affecting its distribution, and which, as we already know, isn't as a wide other species have. Within reproduction, Penelope perspicax doesn't have a marked sexual dimorphism, but if the male is usually seen courting when it bases its wings and sings songs. This species reproduce during the year. The nest is usually found on the ground made of dry leaves, and they lay 2 eggs that can be an easy snacks for dogs, for the Delphis marsupialis, or other animals that prefer this type of food to be close to the ground. And predators to the adults, there is not exact record, but it's believed that it may be by Prefoxes tigrillos or Tida. Yeah. Please listen up. The Cauca's guan. That's okay. Thank you so much for listening to this podcast. Have a good one.